Hello.
Yes, Maroon?
Yes.
Are you busy?
No.
All right, fantastic. I just need to ask you a few questions. And,
Okay.
just to make an assessment, and then we'll probably ask you in for a final interview at the end of the week.
Okay.
So probably by Friday, of course, as long as this conversation goes well.
Okay.
Okay, well, so now we're talking to you about maybe possibly moving to Kuwait.
Sorry?
To Kuwait, yes. Have you ever been to Kuwait? Do you know anything about Kuwait?
No.
Do you know what Kuwait?
Yes, I know about.
What did he eat?
I know it's a country, a Lebanese country, Arabic country,
Yes.
and only, and I don't know.
If somebody told you, do you know what Kuwait?
Kuwait?
Yes. What would you say?
About the country Kuwait, yeah?
No. If somebody said, do you know what Q ate?
No.
Would you know what he ate?
No.
So you wouldn't have any idea.
No.
Okay. He probably would have eaten in Shake Shack.
Sorry?
Exactly. Would you prefer Qatar?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, that changes things then. Have you been to Shake Shack?
No.
Okay, in Shake Shack we play a lot of music a lot of the time, and sometimes our staff will dance. Sometimes they'll sing depending on their talents. So we like to see who, we have different sections. So Shake Shack has a heavy metal section, or a hip hop section, R&B section, and people kind of sit in and they go wherever they want, and that kind of allows us to know that the person we're dealing with, where we can put them in which section.
Okay.
So it becomes more than just eating a burger. Like in the heavy metal section, they'll eat a burger and they'll be headbanging. So there's like ketchup everywhere, and it's really, really funny.
Okay.
Whereas it's really, really funny. And sometimes you'll have a mosh pit and people slip on the mustard and the mayonnaise, and we're working on that. And then you have the hip hop section. Sometimes you get some people in there and they start busting caps, and the ketchup becomes more viscous like blood. And you have other sections that say, for instance, like the soul section is the best section to be in. If you listen to soul music, everybody kind of makes love to their burger. It's kind of like R. Kelly. Some people urinate. What's your favorite kind of music, by the way?
I like R&B music.
Okay, good. What is your favorite? What is your favorite artist?
My favorite artist, I like Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. A lot of people like when we have Lil Wayne weekends, because we have weekends in Kuwait and Qatar, and every weekend is a different genre of music at Shake Shack. So, for instance, in August we actually have a Lil Wayne weekend, but the weather might not be good, so it might be a lot of Wayne, but we'll see. But I mean, we have a weekend dedicated to, so it'll be mainly two of the sections, the hip hop and everything, will only play music for Lil Wayne. So I think you can look forward to that since you're a fan of his. Do you dance? Are you a dancer? Do you have any dancing skills?
No, I like to dance, but not.
You're not a professional dancer. No. Do you sing or rap? Do you play a musical instrument?
No, I was playing on.
You're playing on what?
On the piano.
On the piano, yes.
Yeah, but now I stopped.
So you don't play the piano anymore?
No.
Do you play the FAP?
Sorry?
The FAP instrument?
What do you mean by the FAP? I don't know.
The flute anamorphic
No, I don't
pyrotechnic. Know. Have they talked to you about salaries?
They told me about I don't know, 2,500 or 300. Or
that would be in Kuwait. In Qatar, we have a slightly lower budget. It's about $800 starting salary, but you can, with time, in a couple of years, probably work your way up to 1,000, 1,100. And you do get an extra month every 3 years as a bonus. So it's a really good offer.
Okay.
But don't worry about that. That's for Qatar. If that's not agreeable for you, of course, then you can go to Kuwait, and they give a higher salary there because nobody really knows what Kuwait. And the mystery really drives people a lot. So they pay a higher salary because some people go insane. What did he eat? What did he eat? And they can't tell. And it becomes kind of like you're in a room and you're locked and there's no clock. And after a while, you lose all perception of time and space in the continuum of life. And it comes to a point where you start to go mad. So the higher salary really is to compensate for that. Whereas in Qatar, nobody knows what Qatar. And it really doesn't mean anything if you say it like that, like if you say Kuwait, which is like a play on. So it's really a different situation, and the salaries are therefore lower because the employees live in a constant state of bliss and satisfaction, in the sense that they are now at equilibrium with the world around them, and the space-time continuum really accommodates their dimensional perspective on exactly what it is and it is not to be sharing a bed with another person.
Okay.
All right. So let me give you the address for the interview.
Okay. Yeah.
There is a building for a radio station called Mix FM, and it's called the Mix FM building.
Okay.
We're in that building. Do you think you can? It'll be easy for you to find it. I mean, if you ask anyone, that's how they told me to get here. Ask somebody, and he'll tell you. I said, who? And they said, somebody. And I said, okay. So I asked the guy, and I got raped several times. But then it worked out, and I eventually found the building.
You're near to Mix FM, or?
No, we're in the building. They have a big building with many different offices in it. And
Okay.
I'm in that building. I'm working with them at the moment because we're working on a campaign to an anti-get raped while you're asking for directions campaign. We're launching it across Lebanon, and I'm working with them on it right now. So we're there.
Okay. But sorry, can I ask you about the name?
Budi Abu Jaudi, do you know him?
Yes, I know him.
Okay, he's a friend of yours, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you're listening to Mix FM and you've been phone tapped. This is a phone tap on Mix FM. And I have Budi right next to me. This is Nemr.
Okay.
And this has been a phone tap. Yeah, this is Nemr.
يا برو
Hello.
تحتان
Thanks, man. Thanks.